I'm Joan Dean and I'm 69 years old. My eye problems are I've got macular hole and I've started with glaucoma as well, and it's affected me more or less the central vision, causing a lot of distortion, blurredness and things that disappear when I try and read things and go down curbs and crossing roads, the cars disappear as well, so you know it does cause a few problems for me. When I started with the problems with my eye, I started hallucinating, and I just said to my son, I'm having these things that I'm seeing, and I don't know what they are. And he just said, hang on a minute, Mum. So he went on the internet and had a look and found out that there's a syndrome called Charles-Bonnet. And he said, try and read through it, Mum. So he got it on large print for me and I read through it and I said, that's what I've got. Well, I think I started to notice it more, knowing that I've got this syndrome. So I started noticing it more, and it started to get more and more, not quite every night, but every other night I was seeing them. And I was quite fascinated with it because every time you hallucinate something, it's something different. And what's confusing for my brain is one eye seeing one thing and the other eye seeing something different. So I saw all these pictures and I thought, this is fascinating. I thought, I've got to do something with this. I do drawing, and I thought, I'll try and draw what I'm seeing, because trying to explain to people what your hallucinations are and they don't understand. They say they do, but they don't quite get it. And I started to draw all the pictures of the Charles-Bonnet that I was seeing. And my son turned around and said, Mum, he said, I'm glad you've done that. He said, because I never expected you seeing what you're seeing. And since you've been drawing them, he said, I've got an insight into what's happening to you and what you're seeing now. He said, I understand more. So he said, are you going to do any more? Are you going to do any paintings and that with it? And it's taken off, because I can't wait now to see the next hallucination, to draw it and to do something with painting. Like I say, I'm doing painting on pots as well, and I'm just not getting enough of Charles-Bonnet to put on plates and cups and jugs, you name it. I've even painted on a skull, and I painted everything on the skull, and it fits in, and it's absolutely brilliant. And I've even wrote a poem about it, and yeah, the more I can get of it, the better it is for me. And I just can't get enough of it. I just can't get enough, because I think everybody should be able to talk about it and say if they know anyone else that's experienced it, just go to them and just say, well, look, can you draw? If you can, just try and sketch what you're seeing, because I have a sketch pad next to my bed and I have one downstairs. So whenever I have an hallucination, I've got something there to draw on. And if they can't draw, write about their experiences, write about what they're seeing and what it's like and how they're feeling with it. A lot of people are frightened of it. All I can say to you is, please don't be frightened. Use it to your advantage. You can do anything with Charles-Bonnet syndrome. It's out there, and you've been given these hallucinations for something. So use it and be positive with it. Don't be frightened with it. Get more people to talk about it. This is what we need. There's not enough information out there about Charles-Bonnet, because nobody's coming forward with it. We need you to come forward. We need you to write. We need you to do anything. Just give us more information about it. And I'm willing to talk to anyone. If you want to talk, please come and talk to me. I'm fascinated with it. The impact on the Charles-Bonnet and my eyesight and everything, well, it's not so much Charles-Bonnet, the eyesight, it's impacted me. Well, at the beginning, it was big time. And I go out with my sisters of a night time, and going out now of a night time, it's, I've got to think what I'm doing. I've got to make sure I'm in a lit up area. I can't walk down where there's no lighting. With my family, well, with the grandchildren, I want to do more with them. My grandson plays football. I like to play football with him, but I don't see the ball until it's on top of me, and then I miss it. So the impacts of playing with your grandchildren, seeing your grandchildren. I used to be at the back of the playground at one time. Now I stand next to the door where they come out of school, and I say to the children, please come to me because I can't see you. Reading, I used to read, I can't read now. I used to knit, I used to crochet, I used to, painting, I used to do a lot more painting than I do. But it's just that when I look at things now, and I look at little stitches, I look at when I do card making, and I look at the point of the pencil and I can't see the point. And then, like I say, I've just given up a lot of my hobbies, and this Charles Bonnet and the eyesight's brought me into, I want to paint again now. I want to keep the painting going. And if I give up painting, it's take everything away from me. And the eyesight, no, it was a big traumatic blow. And getting used to that, it is hard. And some days are worse than others, but I'll get there, and I've just got to keep trying to raise above it and say, I will conquer this, and I'm trying my hardest to get on top of that because I don't want to give up my independence. And I know if I sit down, I will lose it, and I don't want to do that. So really it's an uphill fight, but it's one I've got to still do, and it'll be hard. It's affected my family. They're more worried about leaving me on my own, what I'm doing, can I cope, and do I need any more help? And it's hit them because it's gone from me being, seeing everything to really now, I wouldn't say I've lost half my sight, but you know, I don't know how far it'll go down and how much I will lose, but the children are concerned about it. And if we go out anywhere, they're always linking me and taking me in charge. You know, where before I used to look after them, and I'm finding it hard to let them help me because I want to be independent, and they're looking after me because they know I'm not as independent as I was. So it's affected the children. Well, it's affected them, I think, more than me because they know what I've got to deal with, and they both work full time, so they're worried about me while they're at work. So it's just, I don't like putting on them, you know, but my son drives me everywhere I can go now, where at one time I used to be on the buses, and I used to be on the bus everywhere I went. My daughter drives me down to the station when I see her, because of a night time I have to walk to the station on my own. Well, I did do, but I can't do that now. So it's affected them because they know how emotionally it's affected me. With my sight loss and everything since I've started with it, I can get on a bus and talk to people, and I'll chat away, and even friends that I knew. And people now, the friends that I knew before, they're a bit more apprehensive to talk to me. As if I'm disabled and that I've changed and I'm not the same person I was. Getting on a bus and chatting to the passenger next to me, and they see me with my glasses on and my stick, and they don't know what to say to me, so rather than say anything, they keep very, very quiet. And when I talk to them, it's as if to say, oh, are you talking to me, you know, and they don't know how to look at me because they don't know how much I can see and whether I can see at all. And that I find hard to deal with, that one, because I'm a person that I like to talk. I mean, you probably get it in this video, but I mean, I do like to talk, and I like to chat to people. It could be about the weather, it could be about anything, but people don't think about it the same anymore since I've started with my sight loss. And I'm finding harder now that I've got to work harder to approach people and just be friendly with people, really, to let them know that I'm still me and I'm here. Just, you know, just talk to me, just treat me as a normal human being, and that's all I want. That's all I want, just be normal. The hardest challenges with my sight, I'll be honest, it's doing my craft work. I do my knitting and my crocheting, and I find that very hard because I can't knit the baby clothes I used to do, clothes for my grandchildren. Paintings, I used to do a lot of paintings at one time, and I used to spend hours painting. And I find it hard that I can't do them things, and trying to overcome it. And I went through a phase where I was just giving everything up. And I thought, I can't do this anymore, I can't do this. And I started giving all my wool away, all my knitting stuff away, and all my card making, I gave all that away. And the only thing I held on to, like I say, was me painting stuff. And I found it hard to paint, because I took the brush off where I'd left it, and I had to keep my finger on it. And I thought, I'm going to have to give up my painting, and that upset me more than anything. And I overcome that by just thinking, I can't do that. If I give up painting, what have I got left? I've got nothing left. So I decided then that I wouldn't do that, I'd keep going. And a friend of mine got a hold of me and she just said, Joan, come on, you can't, you've got to keep going. She said, you keep me going. Let's do it together. Let's make a pact. And every week we do something different. And I tried to do it, but I found it very, very difficult. And then, like I say, with the Charles Bonney, when that came on afterwards, that just turned a corner. And I overcome it because of the Charles Bonney. And now I can't stop painting. I can't paint the stuff that I did before. I've gone on to something entirely new, which I've never ever done before, and that's how I've overcome it. And me painting now, I'm buying more stuff in so that I can do more painting, and I can't wait to start the next one. So I overcome it very well with that. But if it hadn't been for Charles Bonney, I don't know where I would have ended up with painting, I don't know. If anyone's just been recently diagnosed with sight loss, I'd say don't give up. Keep trying, keep doing what you normally do every day. What I did, I just had to keep going. And you have your down days, I'm not saying you don't. You have your down days and you're going to have more down days. But on your good days, do what you can. The only way I did it is for thinking, right, what do I do next? You know, how do I deal with it? How do I cope every day? Make sure that you've got things around you that to prompt you to do things. Keep your cooking going. I mean, that's where I found it hard, trying to chop up things and making sure your knife's not there. Go and buy things that are already chopped up. I'd just go out and buy the ready chopped veg. You can get diced meat. You can put them in a slow cooker. You don't have to work on a pan. You just plug it in on the slow cooker. It does for up to 6 or 8 hours in the slow cooker. So your food's done at the night time. And then all you've got to do is just scoop it out into a dish. But it's just making use of everything you've got around the house and rethinking your whole way of thinking in the house. And it's just getting hints and thinking about things rationally and thinking, right, I can't use that anymore, what can I use instead? And you've just got to rethink, rework your life and try and get things that work for you. Just because you've got sight loss doesn't mean to say you can't have home-cooked food for a start, you know. You don't have to redo your life.
Our videos are helping people across the world. If you found them useful, please donate on our website so we can keep making more videos like this in the future.
Henshaws, supporting people with sight loss and a range of other disabilities to go beyond expectations.